right. Well, how are you doing today?
Ma'am, I'm doing fine, Miss
You're
Kim. How are
doing
you?
well.
I
I'm doing
am.
well. Can you introduce yourself for everybody
Yes,
else?
my name is LaWanda Cole. I am a student in Georgia Barber Institute, studying to become a master barber.
Right. And you're one of the first to come in under our program, the Cutting Up Initiative,
Yes,
where we're working with the Recovery Center.
yes,
And we brought in a couple of participants, kind of to do a test model, for lack of better words, on how our program can best assist your program.
yes.
Right. And so like I was saying, the Cutting Up Initiative was something that I started a couple of years ago, for people, just like yourself, that had a rough patch, and now we're on the other side, and now we're trying to be better. But
Yes,
in order to be better, we're going to develop our skills so that we won't have to ever worry about at least that portion of it again, the financial portion of it again, right?
yes.
So I want you to be, as candid as you can, and tell me, um, three words that would describe your darkest days. Okay.
Three words that would describe my darkest days. Once was isolated, um, lost, um, discouraged.
Yeah, I can see that. So what was going on in your life at the time that made you feel isolated? What was going on around you?
Um, at the time when emptiness settled in, and I was facing rough, rough moments day in, day out. My marriage ended in a divorce. I became a single mother of five children. At the time, I was trying to pursue a career in fashion design and marketing at American Intercontinental University. I'm a full time mom, full time wife, and full time daycare assistant at the time. And there was a lot that was juggling. Life was just, cramming in. There was a lot of differences in the relationship. There were a lot of secret. There was a lot of things that were going on, and once it was exposed, I had to make a decision to, for one, for my safety and the safety of my family, and hardship ended up settling in. I've always been an individual to challenge myself to become something greater than myself, achieve goals that I set for myself. And I've always been very creative and talented. So I've always wanted to pursue things in my creativity ability and far as my talents and whatnot. But I wasn't able to pursue and go as far because there were, financial difficulties. There were babies being sick. There was a lot that was really going on. I ended up making, terrible decisions in trying to gain finances. Streets played a major role in my dark path. Um, Trying to keep up with the Joneses at the time. In the drug zone, in the drug war, trying to, get money that way. And there were just poor decisions led up to me having, corrupted, a corrupted lifestyle.
Mm,
And I had to really face the woman in the mirror. Um, Seek God. I knew God. I knew God was the answer.
mm,
I was making, my own way in life, choosing not to follow the laws of God, what is set up, not trusting God, not trusting His will for my life, not trusting or leaning on His promises that He had for me before I was created. And I let all of this just, differentiate me. I let it all become a challenge. And I just decided one day I wanted to recover. I wanted to be drug free.
So what happened on that day? What was going on that
Um,
day that you made that transition from living the life you were living, right?
yes,
And so that life being, um, having to make bad decisions or making bad decisions,
yes,
you know, that led you to drug use,
hmm,
that led you to not a stable housing. Is
yes,
that true?
yes,
And then, like you said, one of your words you said was just, discouraged,
discouraged.
just discouraged. And so I can see that. I can actually feel what you're speaking about, because like I was telling the last person, I can only imagine what it looks like for a young person that didn't see themselves going to college, didn't see that as a path, because they weren't that person. That wasn't what they even aspired to do,
Right.
right?
Yes.
So I could see that not being a path, and then getting caught up in that 9 to 5 that determined that you were only going to make a certain amount of money.
Yes.
But you had greater needs. You had 5 children, and then you were absent a husband at some point.
Yes.
And so greater needs would lead probably to having to make decisions that weren't the best.
Yes.
But at the time, I'm sure that that shiny nickel over here, making fast, quick money, I'm sure that shiny nickel over here probably seemed like it was that thing,
Hmm.
and then it turned out that it was not.
Correct.
So I can only imagine. So you said that day you decided that
This
this
wasn't
wasn't going to be the way.
it's not the
What was
way.
going on during that period that made you finally determine that you wanted to just stop that and try to pursue something different?
Well, I put it to you this way, I am a spiritual being. God has a way of getting your attention. I was stripped of everything that I had focused on that I thought was, um, royalty. It was mine. You know, nothing that you have is actually yours in life, because you can have it today and be gone tomorrow. And once I start realizing that, um, I needed to focus on things that I could not obtain, things that I didn't have, which was peace. I didn't have peace. I was discouraged by everything because wasn't nothing adding up. I didn't have clarity because my mind was clogged from drugs, and I was fixating life and functioning on life on a brain and a wavelength that was paralyzed by drug addiction. That wasn't the way. And I decided to one day ask God to heal me, and I wanted total healing. I wanted to be free from everything that I was doing to myself, everything that I did to my family, everything that I was responsible for. I wanted corrected, and I knew that the only thing that could help me was, first of all, seeking my God, seeking, and I mean seeking Him. And then He started healing me. I started losing the taste for addiction. People, places, and things start changing. I start losing friends. I found myself by myself, and the only thing that I could do was hear God. And once I start hearing God and and I mean operating in the spiritual walk of His likeness, my life changed. Doors started opening. Um, New people, new surroundings, people that had good intention for me, people that saw my best interest as fit, not people that were say, "Hey, yeah, it's okay to take your money and go flip it and do this. It's okay to be in the club all night. It's okay to be in the street. It's okay to sleep with Tom, Dick. Harry." It was okay, but it wasn't okay. And then I started recognizing um, my surroundings. My mindset changed. Waking up having a burst of energy. Waking up wanting something different in life. I didn't know what that thing was. I didn't know what I wanted. I just wanted to be free from all of what I was doing, corrupting myself. I needed that. And I humbled myself to that. And I remember the day that the enemy tried me again with an ex friend of mine, and she wanted to get high. And I said to her, I said, you're out of your mind. Let me find grit and grace. God, see, now I knew what it started looking like. Before I didn't have a judgment, a recognition to understand what these people were doing in my life. It's like I thought it wasn't all me. If I keep going to these people, surrounding myself, answering phone calls, I'm never going to get better. And I decided to come and find grit and grace. Grit and grace had relocated, and I was shocked. I was like, okay, God, okay, whew, all right, what's next? And I remember looking across the street, and I seen this sign says Barber School or Barber Institute. And I was keyed in. And I get on that bicycle and open that door. And when I opened that door, Miss Kim, my life did change. My life changed because God had answered. God had answered something that I kept saying 3 years ago. How if I could just go to barber school? Let me, I wanted a new skill. I wanted a new trade. I wanted something to do with these hands that will last, that will be a monument for me,
Mm-hmm.
that will make a difference for others, not just for the wealth gain. I wanted to do something with my hands. I said, God, you gave me these hands. What these hands to bless, to love, to give, to hold, to nourish, but not knowing that it would be barbering.
Mm-hmm.
Had no idea. And I fell in love when the opportunity presented itself. My first day in class, my first week in class, my first month in class,
Mm-hmm.
now my fifth month in class. It's
Mm-hmm.
a joy, it's an excitement, it's a leap of understanding inside me when I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get I'm on the way. It's exciting
Mm-hmm.
to have that replacement, but to have that fulfillment of joy and something that I didn't do,
Mm-hmm.
something that was evidently in his plan for my life.
Mm-hmm.
And to have made that drastic change, I am ever more grateful today to sit here with you, to have this conversation, to
Yeah.
um, to be encouraged,
Mm-hmm.
to feel a sense of hope again, to grow.
Yeah. And so once you finish your program, you 5 months in, like you said, and you probably have another 5, 6 months to go, and then you'll be completely done. And
Yes,
it'll be LaWanda the barber, and you'll be in a shop, and you'll have money, you'll have access, you'll have change.
yes.
Um, what do you see yourself, or how do you see that impacting your life at that point?
Well, it brings a smile to my spirit. Just to even think about it and to answer that question. I look forward to my first 2 years in a shop.
Yeah.
I do look forward to being in a chair, experiencing that shop energy, then progressing to ownership. My overall goal, and I see this, I have a vision with destiny in it to operate and own um, a successful um, barber salon and to be able to give acknowledgement to those that that was there with me, how the road was paved for me. I also see myself using this as an evangelism or ministry ground of
Mm-hmm.
service towards young boys and little girls with hair issue losses of lupus, things that causes the hair to be removed from children, also to go into areas of lack of income and groom the little boys there, clean them up, just serve the globe of people wherever God sends me. I want that to be my legacy.
Mm-hmm.
How I went from suffering
Mm-hmm.
to sorcery and prosperity, and to be the noble individual that I know my heart is called to be, and to spread the Barberfield message of substantial income, entrepreneurship. It is a different world to me.
Right.
I do see myself lasting in this field and
Good.
being a spokesperson as well
Good.
in the field of barbering.
Yeah. I see it for you too. I believe in you. I believe in the program. I believe in the people that are entering the program. I believe in the field of barbering as a means to like Mr. Bill likes to say, a mean of owning your own masters and and actually um, being able to determine your path
Mm.
rather than other people determine it for you. So I do see that in you, see that for you. I think that you've chosen a great opportunity to do that. Um, And so it was my pleasure talking to you today.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Appreciate it.
yeah,
Thank you so
yeah,
much, Miss Kim.
and yeah, I'm gonna see you at the end.
Yes,
I'm gonna see you
ma'am.
at the
At the
end
top.
of the journey. Yeah,
At the top.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
At the top.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
No problem.
Come on, do some sharp.